Thank you, Your Excellency. And I know this is PPG, lakini you know the executive yako wengi ni wa PPG, so they took most of the time, but we forgive them. There's no problem. They are part of us. Your Excellency, the Cabinet Secretaries present, FCDC governors, chairpersons, and CEOs of state corporations, our development partners, senior elders. Your Excellency, let me take this opportunity to welcome you to the 13th Parliament, the Pastoralist Parliamentary Group Members Induction Workshop, started today and tomorrow at KICC. Your Excellency, honorable members, the objective of this workshop is to provide orientation of our newly elected and nominated members so they can appreciate the importance of the PPG platform and understand the PPG strategic goals. At the end of this two-day workshop, Your Excellency, our new members will elect the new PPG leadership for the next 5 years that will steer matters pertaining to pastoralists, especially on the issue of legislature. Your Excellency, the Pastoralist Parliamentary Group is 24 years old since it was established. And I'm sure, as Honorable Raila has mentioned, the founder members are sitting here right in front of us. PPG now is the largest recognized parliamentary caucus in the National Assembly. Its membership is open to all elected and nominated members of Parliament from 15 counties. This term, Your Excellency, the 13th Parliament PPG will focus on high-impact priority areas. Among them is issue of peace and security. And I'm sure this, working with the national government, this we want to ensure that it's realized. Your Excellency, the other issue is about resilience and improving community livelihoods, reduce drought, damage and losses. Of course, issue of education and especially the nomadic education is equally very important. Your Excellency, for the last two parliamentary terms, that is 11th and 12th Parliament, PPG had worked hard to have a legal framework of establishing the Livestock Market Authority. It is still unfinished business. In the pastoral areas, the livestock sector provides employment, food security, and over 90% of family incomes for the people in the drylands. Another area of importance to PPG this time is the security of the community land. Despite Parliament passing the Community Land Act in 2016, no single inch of the former trust land has been registered for the community. Communal land is the most important factor of livestock production in pastoral areas. And we request through your administration that this issue is fast-tracked. Your Excellency, this is not the time to outline our PPG full list, as has been mentioned by our outgoing patron. As we finish tomorrow, we will come up with a blueprint. We will have a 2 days retreat thereafter to work on it, and I'm sure that time will present through the respective line cabinet secretaries so that your administration can also focus in the next 5 years. As the members of the PPG caucus, we have committed to making individual financial contributions from our salaries to support PPG, and I'm sure this has to go down very well with everybody to support the PPG plans. And equally as important, we ask your administration, development partners and NGOs who have supported us before to support the plans. In that spirit, we request your line ministers to work with the PPG so that this matter is realized. As a start point, we would like to sit down with your new CSS, especially from key ministries of ASAL, Interior, Agriculture, Livestock, Environment, Land and Tourism, in the next 2-3 days when we plan properly in a retreat to develop a work plan and develop a development agenda for the pastoral areas. Your Excellency, our people have lost more than 2.5 million livestock to the ongoing drought, according to modest estimates by the NDMA. We need to have a candid conversation regarding regional health to sustain the livestock numbers, its use and management of the regionals in long-term plan. It cannot be business as usual. As pastoralists, we need to think outside the box. It can't only be left only to the governments or donors. At the same time, we want the people to think the highest emissions that are causing damage and losses to our people in the region to take responsibility. We are pleased that the world has acknowledged the link between climate change and drought as our people continue to bear the biggest chunk while we contribute very little to global warming. Your Excellency, we appreciate the leadership of the just concluded COP27 and Kenya's push for adequate compensation for the climate change loss and damage. We hope the loss and damage fund that was agreed upon at the end of the conference will be actualized soon. We thank you for your initial response to the drought stress situation. We know your administration has come in late when the situation is already beyond the alarm stage. We thank you for establishing the National Steering Committee on Drought Response and appointing eminent persons to spearhead this work. We believe it will help the bridge the response gap. Your Excellency, the Vision 2030 strategy for development of northern Kenya and other arid lands, for instance, identifies priority and appropriate investments that will unlock the potential of the region. The ASAL policy, on the other hand, reinforces how to actualize the constitutional provisions of removing inequality and marginalization. It also recognizes the value of pastoralism and emphasizes the ASAL region's potential to contribute to national development. We equally appreciate that you put together a detailed program for the transformation of the frontier counties. We look forward as members of parliament to working with you and the administration to support the delivery of this plan. We would like to see that the administration gives the implementation of ASAL policy a priority push for full implementation. You have done it before while you were a deputy president. Now you are the head of state. I'm sure you will do it better. For example, the establishment of a stronger institutional framework for multi-sectoral and multi-stakeholder ASAL development. It is only NDMA and the National Drought Emergency Fund that seem to be working and running. Your Excellency, even with that, NDMA continues to operate with serious resource gaps, and it's our hope and prayer that funding to NDMA, because it covers all the 23 ASAL counties, both it is the staff and secretariat. So we wish that NDMA actually is fully resourced so that it can also partake in supporting the pastoralists. Your Excellency, we request that you lead the revamping of the Indian drought emergencies, EDE, strategy as the vehicle for medium and long-term resilience building to drought. We are prepared to work with you to ensure the government mobilize and marshals adequate resources towards the emphasized sustainable development activities and actualize the goal of EDE in Kenya as the focal point for IGAD. We assure you of our commitment to working with the administration to realize the vision espoused in your bottom-up approach. Under your leadership, we can change the perception of the ASALs as net consumers of national wealth and return on investment to a frontier of immense untapped opportunities. As people say, they think that the pastoral areas is open spaces. They are open spaces. They are spaces that are full of potentials. With these many remarks, it's my pleasure, Your Excellency, to invite you to address the PPG members and officially open the 13th Parliament PPG for the next 2 days. Your Excellency, welcome.